My record is atrocious. Anyways, everybody, welcome back to our week 4 predictions. This video should have been uploaded yesterday on Wednesday, but I'm recording it right now, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So hopefully we can get this video up before the Thursday night game starts. I mean, we should. I'm pretty quick on editing. It's not like I do some crazy edits whatsoever. I need to get better. But anyways, guys, what a crazy week last week. I believe I went 5-11 on my record predictions. Not the week I wanted. I think I'm up to 26-22 if I'm not mistaken. But let's get back on the winning track. No more bold predictions. We are actually going to pick the teams that should win. No more of this upset nonsense. But anyways, let's get into it. First game up on our Thursday night slate, which should be kicking off in about 3 hours or so. We got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. Who do I think is going to win? The Giants team that's been underperforming, or the Cowboys team that's been underperforming? This might be a bad game tonight, but I'm going to pick the smart pick and say Dallas gets back on the winning track today and beats the Giants. They are a lot better team than the Giants are, so they should win, right? It'd be hilarious if they don't, but we're not going to do none of that crap. Give me the Cowboys to beat the Giants, let's say handily, 28-7. Enough of Thursday. Now we're into Sunday on the first slate of games. We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. Who do I think is going to win? I don't know. This was kind of tricky to me because Tampa Bay was really good for like a good amount of the year. A good amount of the opening part of the season. And now they kind of got their asses kicked last week by Bo Nix and the Broncos, which kind of put me away off them for a bit. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a hard game. And the Philadelphia Eagles underperform, but then pick it up at the end when they need to. I'm going to go off on a limb, though, and say the Tampa Bay Bucks end up winning this because I think Nick Sirianni is a horrible head coach, and I just don't think he can win the games. Hey, Stitch. But give me the Tampa Bay Bucks to beat the Eagles, hopefully, because, I'm an Eagles hater. Reasons. So give me the Tampa Bay Bucks to win in a very close matchup. Let's say 17-10. Now we have an NFC South showdown between the St. Louis. I was about to say St. Louis. The New Orleans Saints versus the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons have been performing way better than the record says to be, and the Saints are the Saints. They look really pretty good this year, and this is going to be the first time where we basically see the two NFC South heavyweights, excluding the Bucks, because they're also a heavyweight. This division's a lot better than we expected. But I don't know, man. I trust the New Orleans defense is pretty good, but they also lost. They also gave up against the Eagles at the end. It's hard for me to say. I'm looking over here because I have the graphic in front of me. You know what? Give me the Atlanta Falcons because they need this win more than the Saints at this point because they fell 1-3. It's been really hard for them to get back up top of that division, especially when you still got the Bucks playing very well and the Saints are playing really good. So Atlanta needs this win more, so I think they're going to come out playing with a little bit more fire. So give me the Falcons to beat the Saints. And now we have the Cat Bowl. Two cats going at it. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Carolina Panthers. Carolina has some life with them now that they got Andy Dalton in the starting lineup. And they played very, very well last week. To the point where Bryce Young's time in Carolina might be done. But let's be real. No quarterback can really succeed out there. It's only a matter of time before Dalton falls apart out there as well. But now let's focus on the Bengals. The Bengals are 0-3. 0-3. The team that has Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase are 0-3. I don't know what's going on there. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are actually playing pretty well too. So it's kind of a situation where the rest of the team just giving up on them. But give me the Bengals to get the first win of the season. They need to, because if they don't win this game, a lot of questions are going to start being pointed. A lot of coaching decisions might be made too, because it is insane that team that I had winning this division is 0-3. And a lot of people had this team winning a division too. Who knows what's going to happen. But Bengals need this win, and they should get this win. So give me the Bengals to take the dub. Next game up, we got the Los Angeles Rams taking the Chicago Bears on. Los Angeles. LA beat my 49ers in what many will call an upset, which it was. The Niners were having the Rams dead to dead to rights basically in the game. But the Rams, Matthew Stafford put the team on his back and actually made it to comeback win, which hurts me, but shows a lot about this team, especially when they're missing a lot of key contributors on that offense where Matthew Stafford could just have anyone out there and just win. Kyren Williams had a big game, and Tutu Atwell also had a really big game. So, you know what? The Rams are pretty good, and I got to give them more credit than I usually do. And now we got the Chicago Bears, who are having a lot of issues, identity issues. Caleb Williams had a pretty good game last week despite throwing 2 interceptions, but he did throw over 300 yards and then also did have 2 touchdowns. But in a loss to I believe it was the Indianapolis Colts. Chicago is one of those tricky situations because on paper they have a really good offense, but obviously a rookie quarterback in the NFL, he's not going to have the success that they expect right off the bat. But there's one thing about the Bears. A lot of people expected a lot more about them because they had Caleb Williams as a generational talent, which he may be. He may very well be, and he does look like he has the promise. But I think when you stop giving these taglines to these rookies coming out of college, because it puts a lot of unnecessary pressure on them. Like, being the number 1 pick, as hard as it is, I bet. But imagine like having all these expectations. We're going to take a team that's been in the dirt and the mud for years and elevate them to a level where they haven't been in almost ever. So I feel it for Caleb. But as pains me to say it, I think the Rams might take this win just because they have more veterans on the team. They've been there. They've won these games before. And if anything proves last week, they could get needy and greedy and win those games that they shouldn't. So give me the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Chicago Bears. Second thought, I changed my mind. I talked myself out of it. Give me the Bears. I hate the Rams. Give me the Bears. Book it. Bears are going to upset the Rams. Final decision. And here's the game of the season, probably up until this point. We got the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. Who saw that coming? Against the Green Bay Packers. This game can be one of the best games we see all season because Jordan Love may potentially be back in this game ready to play against the Sam Darnold-led Vikings. And we're going to see how Jordan Love actually beat this defense last year. So maybe he has the answer to beat Brian Flores' defense. Maybe he doesn't. But at some point, you got to think the Vikings are going to have to drop a game, right? But that's what I'm assuming. I'm going to say the Vikings are going to take the first loss in the season in a very close game. Give me the Packers to beat the Vikings 28-24. Now it's time for the Jacksonville Jaguars to come into Houston and take on the Texans. Jacksonville is on a losing streak. They're 0-3. I don't think they've won a game in such a long time, even if you look back into last season. And then you have the Houston Texans that got destroyed by the Minnesota Vikings the previous week. So you're going to have a pissed-off Texans team up against a desperate Jaguars team that needs to get a win on the season just to salvage some type of hopes of making the postseason. They're not going to make it. But the person who needs this win more is obviously the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, they need to prove that they should be the ones in this team. Trevor Lawrence got a huge contract extension. It has not been playing up to it. I don't even think he's been playing well at all this year because I'm not going to lie. I don't watch Jaguar games. Whenever it pops up on Red Zone, that's what I see. But from the sounds of everyone, he's very underperforming. And again, another guy who got that generational tagline coming out of college where expectations are through the roof. And I'm a firm believer that Trevor Lawrence got paid based on the promise that he could do, not what he's done. Because what has he done in the NFL to get that kind of contract? Yes, I know it's the market, but Trevor Lawrence is being extremely overpaid just based on promise alone. And I don't think that's going to help him out in this game. I think the Texans are just a way better team, way better coach, and way more motivated than the Jaguars right now. So give me the Texans to beat the Jaguars. And I think when the Jaguars fall 0-4, probably Doug Peterson's going to get fired, and there's going to be a lot of hot seats going on around that organization. And now we have a matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers, the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers, might add you. Who saw that coming? Aside from Steelers fans, against the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know what to make of this Colts team. They're very promising, but then they're very not promising. And it has a lot to do with Anthony Richardson's inconsistency. Like, he's a good quarterback, but again, he's a raw talent that needs to be molded into what the Colts want. When he's on his legs, he's awesome. When he throws the ball, he can make some decisions where we're like, oh man, why he throw that ball? But I want to say this will be probably one of the upsets of the week, maybe. But I'm not going to take the upset here. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to 4-0, and Steelers Nation, country, whatever you guys are called. Y'all must be feeling really well right now. Brandon Ayuk's probably punching the air, but you guys are probably happy you didn't trade for Brandon Ayuk considering how he's been performing. Never mind, not going to go there. Now we got the Denver Broncos taking on the New York Jets. Broncos must be feeling really good after last week when they destroyed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know if they destroyed them, but I know they won. And now we got Aaron Rodgers, who's kind of getting a groove for himself. They only had one loss this season. After that beatdown they got from the Niners, they've been on a really good groove. And the Jets look really good. Rodgers starting to look like his former MVP self, taking on a young and up-and-coming Bo Nix team. I said young, but he's not that young. But anyways, I think the Jets are still going to win this. Broncos are on a high right now, but they're going to get brought back down to earth. But I think we're going to continue to see the promise from Bo Nix in this game and just see him grow more accustomed to the Sean Payton offense and just help them kind of grow that offense and get more scoring power. But again, it is Aaron Rodgers, so give me the Jets to win this game. Now we have the 2-1 Washington Commanders, who are actually leading the NFC East of all people, and the Arizona Cardinals, who are 1-2. First off, Arizona's playing way better than the record says so. I mean, they had just been... The only two losses they have are against, I believe, the Bills and the Lions, and it was all by one score. So Arizona, very scary team. As you can see right there, I'm a big 49er fan, and I'm worried about the Cardinals. I am more worried about the Cardinals than I am about the Seahawks. We already lost to LA, but I think that was more of defense letting us, disappointing us. But enough about that. We'll talk about the Niners when we get there. But I think Arizona versus Washington should be a really good matchup. Jaden Daniels is looking like the best rookie quarterback in this class. He's connecting with his offensive weapons. They're scoring points. They're actually looking very well. No thanks to Dan Quinn, in my opinion. But I think the Commanders are actually going to win this game. Commanders are going to be sneaky good. And I was sleeping on them. And I saw all over Twitter, Commander fans, don't sleep on us. I will no longer be sleeping on you guys. I am not going to hit snooze control. Give me the Washington Commanders to beat the Arizona Cardinals in a very good matchup where we're going to have a lot of good QB play, in my opinion. Now we got the 49ers taking on the New England Patriots. Look, if the Niners somehow drop this game, it's time to ring all the alarms. Everyone should be on all hands on deck because last week was inexcusable. You had, like I said, the Los Angeles Rams dead to rights, but you let them come back. And this has nothing to do with QB play. It's all on our defense. I am in a very strange boat as a 49er fan. Ever since Brock Purdy became our quarterback, I've been actually enjoying watching our QB play. But now I'm in a point where I enjoy watching our offense, and I am terrified of our defense. When Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback here, it was the exact opposite. I enjoyed watching our defense, and I hated watching our offense because I know something bad's going to happen. Now I'm just like, all right, let's see what Brock Purdy can do to shut up the haters even more. And now I'm just like, dude, what is up with this defense? Like, they are severely underplaying. The only defensive player who's showing it to play right now, Fred Warner, Diamador Lenore, and Hufanga last week. But I'm just like, dude, I don't even want to get into it, but we have too many high-paid players on this team, which I feel like it's just a lack of effort right now. A really lack of effort from the 49ers defense. They need to get their heads out of their asses. Nick Swanson needs to do something to get this defense back to where they need to be because right now it looks like Steve Wilkes was a better defensive coordinator than Nick Swanson. That's saying a lot. So give me the Niners to destroy the Patriots. And if we don't, you're going to see a very, very sad Ricky next week. Now we got Kansas City versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And how did Derwin James get suspended the week before they play the Chiefs? I just don't get it. Like, this Chiefs agenda, I don't like to believe that the NFL is rigged. I like to think people get favored calls. But right now, I just feel like the Chiefs, everything is just falling in their way. And they're not even playing that great right now. And they're still undefeated. Travis Kelce's playing like a 40-year-old man. Their offense is injured to hell. They don't have Pacheco no more. They don't have Hollywood Brown. All they have is Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, and they've been doing very well for themselves. And then if the Chargers don't have Justin Herbert playing this game, I don't know what's going to happen, man. I just don't know how this game... I don't know, man. The Chiefs are just the Chiefs, and they're going to win this game. And it pains me to say it, but they're looking very good on their way to three-peating. It's upsetting. But I think Jim Harbaugh's going to put a really good fight, especially if he doesn't have Justin Herbert. He's going to be sending out some crazy-ass offensive schemes just to try to catch the Chiefs off guard, but we'll see what happens. But I do believe Kansas City is going to win it and move on to 4-0. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our second toilet bowl of the year. The Cleveland Browns versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders got their asses handed in by the Carolina Panthers. And right now, I don't know what's going on in Vegas. At one point, I thought they were going to be good this year. And now I'm just like, bro, what happened? And the Browns are just not good at all this year. Like, Deshaun Watson is what he is. They don't have Nick Chubb, so the run game isn't really there. And their receivers can't get the ball because they don't have a quarterback. The defense has also been really lackluster from the Browns, so I don't know, honestly. I'm going to give the Raiders the benefit of the doubt and say they're a better team than the Browns, because if they're not, then they might be the worst team in the NFL. But give me the Raiders to win this game. And now for our Sunday Night Football matchup, which is looking like to be a very good matchup in my opinion. We got the Buffalo Bills, the best team in football right now in my opinion, versus the Baltimore Ravens, a team that got their first win last week against the Cowboys. This should be a really good matchup. We got two high-powered offenses, two really good quarterbacks going at it. I'm going to go with the Bills to win it, though. Not much I can really say about it. The Ravens just don't seem like they're the same team right now, and something about... I see a lot of people pointing fingers at John Harbaugh right now. I don't know if he's the issue. Maybe it's just... I don't know, honestly. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens. Like, they should be a lot better than they are, but maybe they need more weapons for Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, because all they got him was Derrick Henry, and I can't even tell you who are the receivers. Zay Flowers? That's it? They need more offensive weapons, and it's starting to show, and they need to invest a lot more to get Lamar the weapons he needs. Because every quarterback, despite what you guys think how good a quarterback is, they need some type of weapons to help them succeed in the NFL. And now kicking off Monday Night Football in a doubleheader again. 2 games on football on a Monday. Very nice. We got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Miami Dolphins. This game is going to be absolutely atrocious. There is nothing about this game that has me interested to watch it whatsoever. Give me the Dolphins to win it. But let's move on to the second Monday night game. The one that I'm actually interested in is the Seattle Seahawks taking on Detroit Lions. Undefeated Seahawks. They're the fakest 3-0 team I've ever seen in my life. Because who have they beat? Bo Nix, Carolina, and last week a Miami Dolphin team that has no type of direction right now whatsoever. Fakest 3-0 team I've ever seen in my life. Against the Detroit Lions, who are finally coming to themselves. Dan Campbell takes full responsibility when the team loses. Like, he knows he sometimes risks it too much. Dan, I need you to destroy the Seahawks. I need you to humble them, because as a Niner fan, I can't stand them right now. Give me the Detroit Lions to win this game, and if they don't, I might just stick my head in the fridge and not bring it out till we play the Seahawks ourselves, because, oh my God, this is the most annoying thing ever. But anyways, guys, that is it for these prediction videos. Try to do fast a little, because the game does kick off in about 2 hours, and I gotta edit this, and hopefully you guys can watch it before everything kicks off. But with that being said, thank you, and tune in. I think I should have another video out tomorrow. Later.